Django is an open source project, a web framework. Firefox is an open source application, a browser that shows the web application, displays and runs the web application that you can make with Django. These are both open source projects, but they're quite different in scale. Even though Django for Python is a very large library, it's a very mature framework, but conceptually it's fairly focused. You do URL routing, the famous ORM, templating auth, admin UI, request response handling, build server-side web apps in Python. It's got one set of build tools, one language. It's fairly easy relatively to understand. Whereas Firefox is a completely another level. You can't really compare it to an application. It's effectively an operating system. It's basically on the same level of complexity as Linux. You have JavaScript runtime environment, rendering engine, CSS layout engine, networking stack, media codec, a lot of security and sandboxing needs, all kinds of multi-process architecture to handle all the different tabs. It has to be accessible for people with screen readers and such like. It's got a whole extension system. It's got web developer tools. It's got a whole infrastructure of syncing your passwords. It has to handle all kinds of text rendering and memory management and scheduling. It's got huge standards it has to cover: HTML, CSS, web APIs, WebAssembly, WebRTC. It has to secure it against hostile actors on the internet. Django has to do some of those as well. Django has to do security and stuff. But I mean, in terms of architectural complexity, Firefox is the high end of complexity of an application. It's far more complex than probably any other application. A fully featured web browser like this is the most extreme end of application difficulty. And obviously Django is in Python. It's very easy to get involved in, and Firefox is this really complicated C++ stack. So what I wondered was, are the open source contributors of Django and Firefox, what are the communities? How do you compare the communities? I went to Django repository and looked at who the most recent committers were. And there's a guy called Mike Edmonds, and he created 15 commits in 4 repositories. So he's committed to Django, he's committed to something about puzzles, Python, and something else Django. So there's at least 3, he has got at least 3 interests, and he's managed to flip between them. Python is quite a big code base itself. He's managed to understand and commit to these repositories, so it's possible to get an understanding of those things. Next one. Marcelo Galainiana has contributed to Sentry, Django REST Framework, Django RQ, and another repository. So he's managed to have 4 interests. Casey made 4 commits in 2 repositories, Celery Radar and Django, and both in Python. So he can flip between that and that fairly easily. And then we've got a cat called Somi from South Korea. He or she has committed to Django, obviously, because we got here from there, but also these other ones, and 61 other repositories. So Jupyter, Python, Jupyter's Python again, Rust, something in Korean, Python and Python. And serious commits here, 2,044 commits. Then Tim Graham created 6 commits in 4 repositories: Django, Django CockroachDB, Django Snowflake, Django MongoDB backend. So that's quite a wide set of interests, but they're very Django focused. So it goes Django, Django, Django. So various Python packages and Django packages. DCSID contributed to something, 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 and 6 other repositories. So there's 8 repositories here: HTML, Python, 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 Dart, Python. Stephanie AG made 39 contributions the last year. GitHub profile, a book, Django, Django, Python ladies. So different bits in Django. Adam Johnson. Hi, I'm Adam, and welcome to my GitHub bio. I'm an author, independent consultant working with Django and Python. Author of 4 books on Django, Git, and GitHub. Django London co-organizer. Likes listening to drum and bass. So he's made 1 billion contributions to Django and 125 other repositories. So it's pretty much, once you go to Python, you can contribute to 128 repositories. He's a busy boy. Next one, Milad Zauro. He builds things. So create 32 commits in 4 repositories. Nasita contribute to Django, so to 15 different repositories. So it does seem that these open source Python developer types, they can flip between projects. All the Python projects are fairly similar in the sense that once you know the set of build tools and development tools, you can go between one and the other. Will we see the same in Firefox? So these are the most recent contributors to Firefox. Andrea Marchesini created 25 commits in 5 repositories, but 4 of them are Mozilla and one's a Python something. But it's got repositories linked there. So they are kind of on a theme. Oh, it's a professional. This is somebody's being paid for it. It's a professional Mozilla person. I work on Gecko's networking. And then we've got another professional Mozilla person. And they create 34 commits and 2 repositories. Both of them were Mozilla. So he's being paid to work on Mozilla and makes a lot for Mozilla. Wimpu. Oh, again, another professional Mozilla. So it's very professional, the Mozilla development. And mostly on Firefox. Emilio, oh, he works at Mozilla. It's all very professional. And these are all very Mozilla things. Director at Mozilla. Okay, but still, he's director at Mozilla, but he also is a Debian Ubuntu developer, UUtils lead, LVM, Clang, Rust, etc. All round good egg, good at parties. So he's paid to develop probably on Mozilla and then develops all these other things for the love. Calix T-Man, 38 commits and 4 repositories, Mozilla. So a lot of professionals probably in Mozilla land. Moi Ino Lua Adeyemi Moihin, she submits to one repository, which is Firefox and Face Detector. So it's probably not a big enough sample size, but we can see that in the Mozilla developers were professionals and they mostly worked on Mozilla, whereas the Python developers flitted about across different projects. And that probably makes sense because these massive C++ projects, they are like a world of their own. You basically know that code base, you basically live in that code base, you die in that code base. Whereas the Python ones have the same tooling across all the different projects, so you can go from one to the other and commit to different things. And you can do it as an amateur, you know, whereas getting deep into Mozilla probably requires you to be a professional because it's so complex.